"Is this a joke?" he shouted, waving the resignation letter in his trembling hand. I didn't blink. "Congrats to Jack," I said again, slow and steady, like a man who already knew the outcome. He turned red. My father-in-law, the boss, sputtered, choked on his own pride. He thought this company was a throne and he was the king. He forgot I was watching the whole time. 5 years. 5 years of blood, sweat, weekends lost, dinners skipped. I built departments from scratch, cleaned up messes no one else would touch. I made him money, lots of it. And in the end, he gave my promotion to Jack, his nephew, a kid who barely knew how to print PDFs. 3 months, 3 damn months, and Jack's name was on the corner office door. I got a handshake, a smile. You'll get your chance someday. They underestimated the quiet man in the corner. That was their first mistake. I remember the first dinner with my wife's family. Her father asked what I did. I told him I was an analyst. He laughed. "Real money's in leadership, son." I smiled and said nothing. That was my style. Eventually, he hired me, said I had potential. I took it as a challenge. My wife was proud. Her mother called me the son we never had. I believed them. That was my second mistake. Late nights at the office, helping Jack when he got stuck, fixing reports he should have known how to write. He'd brag at meetings with my numbers, and I'd stay silent. My wife said, "You're the bigger man." I swallowed it. But you can only swallow so much before something inside you shifts. The shift happened on a Friday. I was finalizing a report that would secure a 7-figure client. Jack walked in, reeking of cologne and cockiness. "Boss says I'm taking the lead on this one," he grinned. "Wants the big client to see a fresh face." Fresh? He couldn't even pronounce half the terms in the pitch. That night, I stayed in the office late, long after Jack left. I opened his project folders. Empty. I checked the server logs. He hadn't touched a file in days. Then I checked the access logs. He'd copied my folder, word for word, data, presentation, even the footnotes. My work. That was the moment. I didn't get angry. I got quiet. I spent the next 6 weeks planning. First, I started recording. Every meeting, every email, every file access, documented and time-stamped. I created a private folder in the company server, mirrored everything Jack touched. It made it easier to show what was mine and what wasn't. Second, I hired a lawyer, discreet, one who specialized in corporate whistleblowing and intellectual property theft. Third, I updated my resume and quietly started interviews. One of our biggest competitors bit immediately. The fourth step? My favorite. I earned Jack's trust. I mentored him, let him take credit in meetings, nodded as he lied, even helped him polish a proposal for the board, one that used flawed data I planted. My lawyer said, "You sure?" I said, "Let him present it." The board meeting was set for Monday. That Friday, the promotion was announced. VP of Strategy, Jack Winters. Applause. Fake smiles. Champagne in the break room. I walked in, handed the letter to HR. "Effective immediately," I said. Then I walked into the boss's office and laid the letter on his desk. "Congrats to Jack," he shouted. I watched. "What the hell is this? After all I've done for you?" I didn't speak, just turned and left. What he didn't know, I'd BCC'd the board in my resignation email. Attached screenshots, data logs, a detailed timeline of how Jack had copied my work, how he'd submitted plagiarized material, and how the upcoming proposal would embarrass the entire company. Monday morning, I watched the board meeting from my new office across the street. Jack stammered halfway through the presentation. The numbers didn't add up. The CEO looked confused. The CFO started flipping pages. Then came the questions. Jack had no answers. The room turned on him. Within 15 minutes, he was escorted out. 2 hours later, my father-in-law was called in. I saw his face as he left the building, like a man who realized the walls weren't soundproof and secrets had leaked. My lawyer sent a letter the next day. Breach of contract, misuse of intellectual property. My new company added weight behind it. By Wednesday, Jack was out. By Friday, my father-in-law was retiring early. My wife asked me if I had anything to do with it. I told her the truth. They handed Jack the rope. I just let him swing. She didn't speak for a while. Then she asked, "Did you do it for revenge?" I looked at her, calm. "No, I did it for justice." She didn't leave me, but something broke between us that day, a quiet fracture. Maybe because deep down she knew. Her family taught me this game. I just played it better. It's been 3 months now. The corner office is mine, a real one, earned, not gifted through bloodlines. Some nights I look out the window at the building across the street. I wonder if they still whisper my name, if they warn each other not to underestimate the quiet ones. Because here's the truth, betrayal doesn't scream. It watches, it waits, and when it moves, it doesn't miss.